I'm very pleased to have my very first guest is a teacher doing a project that I've been reading about and hearing about for some time, Christy McCoy. She's a third grade teacher from Southside Elementary in Pike County here, and she is teaches practical real world reading. Christy, I'm excited about your project, so tell us what you're doing.
Okay, first of all, it's a multi-year, 3-phase community problem-solving project. And we basically got started, I wrote the grant, the ARI grant, and received the monies for those. So, it was just a step-by-step process. And what it all involves is children are working in their community to, well, I can show you my shirt here, okay? This is one of our shirts, and the children designed this. And it's restoration, recycling, and recreation. And what they do, it's called Go With The Flow, Students Transforming Appalachia with Real-World Solutions. And what they do is, the ultimate thing was they were given a survey. And the survey was to see what kind of problems they could view, in their community as important. And they came up with many things. And since our economy is, lacking right now, children were looking at things like recycling. There's not many things for me to do in this area and things like that. So they were basically just wanting to do something like that. So we got together, and I had to let them be the ones involved. I was the facilitator, the guide on the side, and I had to let them take this and bring it to fruition. So and they did. And it's probably one of the most rewarding things I think I've ever done. And for our community, it's been an awesome thing.
Okay, you started with one project, but it just kept on building. So tell us about that.
It did. Okay, first of all, as I said, it was a 3-phase project. And what they did is they decided that they wanted to find more things in their community to do. There was nothing to do in our community. So, we sort of encompassed everything they talked about, the recycling part of it. We looked around our school community first, our local community, and then we went into the neighborhood, and we have a Tug River that's running through our valley, and, we talked about that, and we saw that there was a lot of, garbage and waste and things polluting our waterways. And so they decided that they wanted to do this project to recycle tires, because that's one thing that the Pride program cleans our roadways, but this was something different. So they recycle the tires, they take them and by airboat, and this is an airboat model that a child had made from Legos. So that's a little bit of innovation there. And they take the tires from the Tug River, and these tires, the airboat driver, the owner of Hatfield and McCoy Airboats in Matewan, West Virginia, he gives them $5 per tire that they take off of the Tug River, because that's helping his business. So with that money, they in turn take the tires to a recycling place in Matewan, West Virginia. It's our neighboring county. And they recycle those rubber tires into mulch. And that mulch is going to be used for our school playground and community gardens.
Yeah, this is absolutely fabulous. And then you have another economic development component to this, don't you?
It does, yes. Like I said, this has taken on a life of its own. And what happened is we just pretty much decided that with health and wellness, it's a big thing in our community. We wanted to branch out after we clean the river and put kayaks and paddle boats and things like that to give back to the community, to help with wellness and things like that. So.
And this is what's going on in Eastern Kentucky. We have a type of learning. Our kids are as brighter than other kids in the world. And so we are doing some things here in the mountains of Eastern Kentucky that is not going on elsewhere.
Absolutely.
And it's great that we have teachers like you that are doing this. What, as a teacher, did you learn from this? And is there something that other teachers will be able to benefit from it?
Absolutely. First of all, letting loose of the strings, and letting your children just take over and be responsible for their learning and things like that, and being a facilitator. That's really hard for a teacher to do sometimes, and they took pride and ownership in this, and all they want to do is is learn from their mistakes. The thing that honestly, when we were on the river collecting tires, the first thing they did is they wanted to jump in the river with their boots on. You know, they have all their gear, and that's the thing they wanted to do. They wanted to get messy, you know. So they've learned a lot from their mistakes, and it's just something that we've grown and developed from. So probably that is the most wonderful thing.
Well, I wish we had all day to talk about this exciting project, but we're going to transition and get another guest. This is Christy McCoy from Southside Elementary here in Pike County.